welcome to our next video, the Azure Circuit, or as we all know, Monaco, racing round in the Aston Martin, the GT version we have there, and going up to turn 1 up the hill. Whoops, I was saying a bit more than I was expecting there, but never mind, we're okay. Cockpit cam up the hill there. Cockpit cam, of course, looks amazing on triple screens as well, but we're using a different view. We've got over top car cam there, T-cam essentially, behind car, and of course bumper cam as well. Great feeling of speed, gives a good idea of the cars as we go into Casino Square and race round here as well. So as you can see, the rendition of Monaco has moved on immensely since the early builds. I can tell you, it didn't have any soul to it early on. It just didn't feel like Monaco, and it's really come together in these last few months, I have to say. Monaco's looking a lot better, and you know, I was really a little bit concerned that it was going to be one of those circuits that was just going to be, I don't know, I think I saw it in Gran Turismo and I thought it looked soulless and terrible in Gran Turismo, and a couple of other games have used it as well, and they've not captured the essence and the detail. This game does. I know, I've been there, and it's they've really captured the details of Monaco well, and it's great to see. It's you there on the mountains as we go into the slow section. Obviously first time driving this car on the circuit, so I'm not entirely certain where all the braking points are, and when you jump out of a Formula car straight into this, it's always a little bit challenging. You're not really certain how much speed you can carry through. Do I lift? I'm lifting a bit more than I need to there, but either way it's always marginal. We want to keep these runs at least as clean as possible while we look at the visuals and just get a good idea of how it all works. So going into the final couple of corners at Rascasse, and great detail, you know, all around. We go turn around and start finish straight again. The car just braking there is a little bit heavier than I thought, so down the start finish straight, and it's all the detail is there. There's a simulator place actually just on the left hand side there. If you've been there, do let us know. We go round up the hill again, and it's great to see all the hotels have been captured here. I've been lucky to go to a few of those over time as we come up to, of course, the Casino Square again. Whoa, back end losing out there, but managing to keep it together, trying to get on the power, but whoa, got some serious wheel spin, but keeping it together. That was a moment. And continuing on down the hill. That's tip top, just on the left hand side there. If you're in Monaco, pop there. It's probably one of the best, cheapest places to get yourself a nice bit of Italian. As we continue on down here, past the Fairmont Hotel on the corner, the Fairmont hairpin, and round down past the, on the right hand side, the Twiga nightclub, owned by Flavio Briatore himself, and under the Fairmont Hotel, into the tunnel. Never really thought about the fact that we're actually racing under a hotel when we're going through the tunnel. And we come out on the left hand side, we see the yacht club there as well, all in its detail. A newer building, looks fantastic, very impressive inside as well. Waiting for the chicane. So all the detail is there, the buildings, really nice to see with the lighting. This is slightly later in the day. Audio is pretty good on the replays as well, nice little effects they're adding just to make it a bit more unique. You can see the replay in the bottom corner, looking great. Really nice to see, you know, that's all the TV cameras. About time too. We travel around the latter part of this run. Lots of detail to see around Monaco. It really is great to see that they've actually added those details and taken the time to put it all together. One of the most impressive renditions of Monaco on a console game, that's for sure. And it's got a nice gritty feel to it. As we end this run and look at the full screen replay now. Detail on the car models looks fantastic. You can see there, going in car, and away we go. So in car, different views. That view for me was a little bit far back. Helmet cam is good. It's quite dark though. You need a nice big TV. I was playing on a smaller TV at the time. I like a massive screen to actually race on, and then I think it's much more fun racing in cockpit cam. But for the process of the video, I really wanted to look at the detail, the cars, the circuits, and the frame rate. As we see this uphill section. Nice big cars racing. Tricky on this circuit. I think for me, you know, when you know the circuit well, and you've seen how it's almost been let down by games at times. You know, there's not been a great deal of games that have got this absolutely right and the detail to this level. The brickwork that was just there on the left, you know, looks perfect. You know, and just the whole feel and the look of it, the width of it, it's pretty good. It's pretty good here, and that's really nice to see. Everybody has a perception of how wide Monaco is, but the reality is that until you're actually there, you don't see. I mean, some areas it's quite narrow. It's more narrow than you expect. Some areas it's a little bit wider than you expect. You know, it's in here. This is pretty authentic stuff, and I think you'll see from the replay cam just how good it looks as well. This corner's great. I mean, I love this section through the swimming pool. You know, it's flowing corners. It's high speed. We weren't able to achieve the speed there, obviously. Had that car on the outside, and that slowed us down through the section. You really want to be careful on the power. I found that this car wallows a bit on its suspension and can spin out very easily, so I'm really struggling with these slow corners. I mean, I was turning in there, but I could feel the car was just going to spin out, so I had to sort of delay a bit before I could turn in. It's quite tricky to drive, but it's nice that you've got that level of depth in terms of the handling for that to happen. So we make our way up it again. Really nice look to that visually. If you've got a wheel, this game demands a wheel. Do look at a wheel, because whoa, and that was the back ends coming out there. I was coming off the power, and it just showed, you know, we lost traction for a moment. That's really because, you know, I'm coming off the throttle a bit quicker with the control pad. I'm a bit heavy-handed than I would be, say, with the pedals. I can get much better subtlety myself with the pedals, but that's because I'm used to using the wheel rather than the controller. Having said that, you know, we're using a controller, we're racing around Monaco, it's not too bad. You know, you can see for yourself, you know, it's a very playable game with a controller, and in that sense, Slightly Mad have done a cracking job at converting that as well. So, you know, kudos to them. You know, they've had a tough time, you know, bringing it out, and you know, a few people said that they couldn't do it. It wouldn't be the game that it's becoming, and you know, they're answering their critics by simply working hard and developing the game and improving the things the community has asked for. And it certainly is a massive product in terms of the amount of circuits and cars. You know, it's nice to have all these racing cars. You know, this game is about racing. It's about racing cars, every type of class. And in that sense, yes, you can paint the cars. It doesn't need every single model of car in the world from every era, but it's certainly got all the different classes that you'll want to race in. And I think it's great that they've gone and done this. You know, if you want official F1 cars, you've got the official Formula 1 game. But if you want to race in all these different car classes and all these different circuits, Slightly Mad have done a cracking job of bringing it all together. As we now move on to the replay, you can see it there. Now the replay for me on this circuit is a really good example, because it's one I know well, and it's one we've all seen on TV in Formula 1, and so it's great to see the camera view. So oh, whoops, has been bounced into that guy, and work our way up the hill. So you can see these are the camera views they use on TV. Those of you who are regular Formula 1 fans know, it's great to see them being used. It makes such a big difference in terms of the quality of the replays. You can see there how it's looking so far. Again, you know, always worth noting, this is a work in progress. It's not completed. There's still a lot of work being done on the game. There's still a lot of improvement work to be done. But having said that, it's a cracking job. Braking, looking for an opportunity to get by. But it's a dead end for me at the moment. Whoa, as we see a little bit of action on the hairpin just ahead of me there. I saw the car, managed to avoid it, but we missed that before. Don't put diamonds in the nose of your car. That's what I say at Monaco. F1 fans will know what that's all about as we come through the tunnel. A harder corner than you expect. It's one of those tunnels that when you go in there, you do just want to put your foot down just for a moment. But there are speed cameras everywhere in there, so don't do it. And you can see a good view there of the yacht club and everything else in the background. How they're building Monaco up all the time, reclaiming the sea and using every ounce of detail of space, should I say, above ground and below ground. Amazing that this is sort of built for the races and then deconstructed afterwards for other events and shows. Really using the space there as we it's great to see these camera views, you know, as we look at a post there, but hey, it's realistic. If you've been to a race, you know that's how it happens. I've got photographs of posts as well, just when a car runs right behind one. So coming round the first lap then, and again, as I say, pointing out this is using the controller, so if you see any movements a little bit jerky, that's simply down to me being a bit heavy-handed with the controller. Experts with the controller will be very smooth, and I'm very impressed with how it's been converted. So going up the hill, and of course we're going to see my moment of spinning out slightly there. Whoa! It's just coming down through the, and you can see the power, trying to get back on the power. But it's good because you see the wheel spin, you see the movement in the car, and you see the power that you're controlling when you've got traction control turned off. So it is very challenging. There is lots of depth. Look at that though, doesn't it look great in a replay as well? Nice depth of field effects. Really nice to see. We come round, down into the tunnel again. That's the fan, and underneath the fan hotel again before we run through the tunnel. It's a good old walk as well through there. It's certainly impressive to see it all mapped out in such detail. We come out to the chicane, braking, trying to get the car in. Again, I find that a little bit tricky with the controller, so I'm not too quick through there. But I'm okay once we're back up to speed. And you can see again, TV viewpoints, nice to see. Those of you who know Monaco, know the Grand Prix, will recognise the views. So, what do we think? You know, I think it looks fantastic. You know, again, best replays ever around Monaco on a console game. One of the best looking console games ever made in the history of racing games on consoles. That's basically the top bottom of what we're seeing here, and a great job by the Slightly Mad team. So as we conclude that run at Monaco, spectacular visual look to it, and there'll be more from me very soon.